Matthew Brown, aka SwiftKarateChop, was an extremely successful YouTuber between the years of 2007 to 2012. At the time, he was one of the most recognisable figures on the platform and collaborated with people like Shane Dawson Onision. SwiftKarateChop predominantly uploaded comedic videos in the style of vlogs where he would just talk about something and try to make jokes and act silly. He also did a number of comedy sketches. However, what Matthew was most well known for was Ask Swifty. Ask Swifty was a series where Matthew would answer questions from his viewers and try to be as ridiculous and crude as possible. This is still a popular genre of video to do, with people like Jacksfilm and PewDiePie using it all the time. While their videos are still quite funny, the majority of the Ask Swifty videos have not aged well. As a child, I loved Ask Swifty and would have a laugh with my friends talking about it. These days it's pretty cringy to watch, and I don't think these videos would have been quite as successful if they were released today. During the time of their initial release, YouTube was an extremely different place, with viral videos dominating the platform. Videos like Numa Guy, Charlie Bit My Finger, Chocolate Rain. These were the types of videos people watched when YouTube first launched in early 2005. In 2009, the concept of a content creator really started to take shape. People started to realize you could use YouTube to establish yourself and build both a community and a brand. This is around the time where channels such as Ray William Johnson, Shane Dawson, Boogie and more began to really take off, and SwiftKarateChop was no exception. Matthew rode the wave of growing popularity for content creators and became one of the top 100 most subscribed channels during this time. SwiftKarateChop also contributed to YouTube's successful defense in their lawsuit versus Viacom. Viacom sued YouTube for $1 billion in 2009 for copyright infringement, but YouTube used videos by Matthew to show the importance of original content. In a way, Matthew saved the platform, and we may not all be here today if it wasn't for his videos. However, these days SwiftKarateChop struggles to get the viewership it once had, is consistently losing subscribers, and most of all, the guy in the video has completely changed. So what happened to SwiftKarateChop? Well, during SwiftKarateChop's glory years, Matthew joined Maker Studios. At the time, Maker Studios was the biggest YouTube network on the platform, providing content creators with monetization, studio space, collaboration opportunities, and more. Creators such as Ray William Johnson and PewDiePie have been part of Maker Studios, and it was even co-owned by Philip DeFranco. But Matthew decided to leave due to his creative freedom being stifled. After a long period of making somewhat nonsensical humour, Matthew wanted to move into a more music-orientated role at Maker Studios. This was not allowed, so Matthew left and soon after joined a second network called Alloy Digital, who are now known as Defy Media. Anyone who knows the issues Smosh had with Defy Media knows it probably wasn't a great company, and Matthew found them to be significantly less effective than Maker Studios. During the switch, the algorithm completely turned on SwiftKarateChop. A channel that was once dominating the front page of YouTube was nowhere to be seen. Subscribers would ask him why he hadn't uploaded recently, when he'd uploaded multiple times. Because YouTube was removing his videos from the sub box. Matthew believes this was due to the switch. Maker Studios had algorithmic safeguards, and once he left, they left too. This absolutely crushed Matthew's income, with him eventually filing for bankruptcy. This huge YouTuber was completely broke and was working in marketing, advertising, and even Kmart during his bankruptcy. This was obviously a very difficult time for Matthew, and his money issues were so bad that he ended up selling his channel. However, Matthew did get through these hard times. He had a successful bankruptcy and was able to eventually buy back his channel. He used his expertise to do some YouTube consulting and discovered he was extremely good at it. Off this, he decided to start some of his own companies such as Rise9, and Matthew is currently working as Chief Executive Officer and is co-founder of Ucreate Networks. Here he helps content creators grow on all major platforms while building their brand. Matthew went from a successful content creator to helping others create. I think if we look at Matthew Brown's career so far as a whole, there is a lot of lessons to be learned. YouTube was a weird place during its early years. The algorithm is very fickle. YouTubers should always have a backup career in mind. However, I think the most important lesson to be learned is that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Matthew could have thrown in the towel and given up during his most difficult period, but he didn't. After bankruptcy, he still had the confidence to start brand new companies, and he's now helping people achieve their goals. I think that's quite admirable. So that's the story of Matthew Brown. But there's still one question left to be answered. Who the hell is this? If you look at the SwiftKarateChop channel, this man's face is all over the thumbnails. So who is he? Well, that's quite simple really. On the 27th of January 2016, SwiftKarateChop uploaded One Up Box Legend. In this video, Matthew introduced his audience to Brad for the first time, and it is revealed that Brad is his cameraman. So essentially the old cameraman has taken over the channel, but he's not the only one. Recent videos list 5 different hosts including Brad and Matthew, and you can see on the rest of the channel that there are multiple people uploading. My guess is that with Matthew's work he just doesn't have the time for the channel, and just lets his mates use it. And as for Ask Swifty, it's been over 2 years since one was made. To me this is disappointing because Ask Swifty feels like an important part of YouTube history. However, when you look at the contrasting views, it's easy to see why it's been so long since the last Ask Swifty. All the Ask Swifty videos are still available and serve as a reminder of a simpler time on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Comment below if you have any thoughts, and I'll see you next time.